and lastly, Lucky Safongse. And I'm going to turn over to... Okay.
Yeah. Hey guys. How many of you guys know about pollution? So what causes pollution? You said people. Anything else? What'd you say? Oh, cars. Those cars cause pollution. Big factories. Well, anyways, about a month ago, there was an article in Fresno Bee that stated that the federal government's going to crack down on pollution, which is for the county. So Fresno County is being evaluated, and this is going out through all the other counties also. There's going to be a fine for pollution. So you guys are thinking, how's that affecting me, right? Well, all that money that we get from the government goes out to schools, goes out to building new schools, buying equipments, and all this other good stuff, right? So if we can help plant trees before 2012, that's the deadline for this regulation, we can prevent this $35 million fine that we're going to be receiving. So I just wanted to, branch out to you guys and make sure that by helping out, the people here throughout the county and stuff, planting trees, picking up trash that you see on the ground, anything small. If you guys do a little part of that, it will help out tremendously in a long ways. So pollution, keep in mind pollution, okay? That's it. I'm going to turn it over to Ginevra.
Hey guys, hello, good afternoon. So I have a question for you, but it's not necessarily about pollution or the environment. It's just about trees. And the question I have is, what is a tree? Who here knows, who can answer that question? What is a tree? It's kind of a funny question, huh? So, do I have any volunteers who would like to try answering? Tell me what it is? What? All right. What's your name? Steve-O. What's a tree, Steve-O? I hear everybody trying to help you. That's nice, but what do you think?
I think it's like a living organism that eats like people.
Maybe at some point there was one of those, or maybe in the future there will be. Well, I mean, it's a funny question, right? Because it kind of seems like you learned about what a tree was before you were ever taught what one was. So you kind of feel like you're born into the world knowing what a tree is. But yet, you guys had to have a meeting about it. Like, what is this thing called the tree? I'm racking my brain. You're right. It's a living organism. I mean, first and foremost, it's a living thing, just like you. Living things need things to eat. They have waste. But I think there's been a couple different answers of what I heard a tree is, and I never even had thought about it until a few years ago, which is kind of funny because I've been studying trees and working with trees forever, but I've never even looked up tree in the dictionary, But there's 3 trees in California that have these world records, which could easily, be debated. I think I'm not sure if they're currently the world record holders, but they hold records in California, and it kind of really shows you what it is that a tree is. A tree is a plant, but it is a very special plant. It's a very special living organism. In California, we have the oldest living tree. And trees are among the oldest living things in the world. The tree that we have in California is like 4,800 years old. So just think about all the history of that tree. That little tree's been growing with all this stuff happening around it. It's in California. It's in the White Mountains, which is on the east side of Yosemite and whatnot. We also have the tallest tree in California here. It's about 380 feet tall. It's taller than the Statue of Liberty. And we also have the biggest tree, which is like the tallest and the fattest combined tree in Sequoia National Park. And how many kids go to your school? Do you know how many people come here? 540. Well, this tree is so big, if you hollowed out this tree and you filled it with people, it would fit 27,000 people. So everybody in your school would not be enough to fill up this tree. That's how massive this tree is. So basically what I'm trying to say is that a tree is a very special plant. It lives a long time. It can grow to be very tall. It can grow to be very big. And it also is, have you ever heard in science the word perennial?
No.
Nope. Just means it produces fruit year after year. Very simple. Yes, now let me ask you a little trivia question. So, we know that a tree in the wild could potentially live for thousands of years. How long do you think a tree lives in the city on average?
45.
So I hear anywhere from 5 to 40 years? Sometimes only 5 days. But on average they live 7 years. So on average they live 7 years. Now that's in the city. If you step outside the city a little bit more into country or things that we call rural, they live about 15, 20 years, 30 years. They live longer. What do you think the difference is between like living in the city and being in the country a little bit? City, right? City has pollution. That definitely plays a part. Any other ideas? Well, pollution's big. The other thing is maybe water. You know, there's a lot of concrete around the trees, so when the water falls, it doesn't necessarily get to saturate into the soil. The point is that plants have potential. These trees have potential to grow up, to be tall, to flourish, to be beautiful, to live a long time. In the city, though, in order for them to reach that potential, which they're able to do in the wild, they need our help. Because in the city, we're kind of the ones that are, we want to be able to decide what tree goes where and how long it lives. So just keep that in mind, that yes, a tree is living, and a tree has the potential to be able to grow up and live long and outlive all of us. And the trees, I don't know if you guys will be helping to plant the trees that are going to be planted soon, because we're not going to plant them today because of the rain. But if you do, and just keep that in mind, that you'll be planting a tree that hopefully will be here for your children's children and forever. Make your school a very special place. So that's all. There's some trivia for you, by the way, too. That's all that I kind of wanted to share with you guys. Just another answer I heard for what a tree is by a judge was, you know it when you see it. That's another good answer, right? You know it when you see it. So that's a perfectly good answer, too. So anyways, thanks you guys, and that's all I wanted to say. So, have a good day.
Just wishing all of you good luck in your studies. Study hard. Okay, set your sights on college. Consider horticulture or any major that you'll find enjoyment in. The important thing is to stay in school and set some goals and go for it. And we're there to help you. So trees and the environment and education and studies.